Welcome to the RIP 28 podcast. This is the RIP 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends can get together and we can talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. I am your not so humble host, Slaughter Sports Guy, chilling with a few of my good friends. As always, we start off in the top right corner this time with the president. What's going on, El Presidente?
He's right about not so humble. I'm glad you said that. But it's C-Nez in the building. You know how we do. We can chop it up a little bit. Let's get it.
On the other side, we got the educator's educator. What's going on, Beezy?
What it do is Beezy the Great, the educator's educator, aka Uncle Elroy, aka your favorite coach. Let's get it. Elroy.
And on the other down at the bottom, we got the original Dr. J. What's going on, Doc?
Hey, what up? What up? Hey, ready to get it kicking with my fellas tonight. Good day, really good day. Feeling good. Yeah, let's go.
And Florence is not a guy.
Boy, they look like Kitten Woods over there, boy. That boy from the drive and hit the hole in one.
We got all kind of superstars on the show tonight, baby.
All right. Now we got I don't know if she's a special guest, but she's our guest. She's the ninth member, the unofficial member who don't get paid of the RIP 28 podcast, the one and only Shauna C. What's going on, baby?
What's happening, fellas? Good to see y'all tonight. I'm very happy to be here.
Hey, don't worry, don't let us get paid either.
I don't feel bad.
Hey man, you gotta work your way in there, man. You gotta work your way in there. You won't get paid, man. It take a while. It take a while to get paid. In order to get paid, man, we gotta do some of these special things. You gotta get these sponsors right here. Hey, RIP 28. We're always looking for sponsors. You know, you go ahead, put your ad here to get on the RIP 28 podcast, man. Speaking of the RIP 28 podcast, we are everywhere that you want to be, man. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. We're on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're iHeartRadio, man. We are everywhere. Anchor, all the platforms, anywhere that you can watch and listen to a podcast, we are there, man. Check us out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Because I'm going to be honest, man, if you don't like and subscribe, your mama probably raised you wrong. That's the only reason you couldn't like and subscribe is your mama just ain't raised you right on the RIP 28 podcast, man. Hey, man, what everybody sipping on down there, man? We got something, man, something you sipping on to start off with, man. What you got over there, Chan?
Got a little Crown Rizzo, the regular Crown Royal.
You know, you're a Crown Royal, man. I like that. Shauna, what you got over there?
I got a little Tito's and some Topo Chico, which is sparkling water.
Man,
Thanks for educating us on that, because I did not know what you was talking about.
I don't like that, man. I had tonic water in something about a month ago. That was so nasty to me.
Well, tonic water has more sugar than sparkling water does.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be it then.
Doc J. Watch your sugar. I ain't got nothing. I just no water, no nothing tonight. It's just dry mouth over here.
Do I get that dry throat?
I got you. What about you? What about you, Beezy? What you got? What you sipping on?
Man, you know I'm sipping on a little bit of that Ciroc apple with Sprite, and I'm drinking out of that RIP 28 podcast tumbler.
There it is, the RIP 28 podcast tumbler right there.
Merch. I need some merch.
There you go, the merch, man.
We got you.
We got you, Shauna. Don't call us out like that, Florence. Do us like that now. Come on now.
Your mama.
For every.
And she got a piece of pie.
For everybody wanting that RIP 28 merchandise, man, make sure you hit us up. Hit us up in Gmail. You can hit us up at RIP 28 podcast. You can hit us up on Instagram, hit us in our DM, hit us on Twitter in our DM. Make sure you get some of that RIP 28 merchandise, man. We got the t-shirts.
Got
the t-shirt, man. Hold on. I'm running the show. You just sit back. You sit back.
Wait a minute.
Get
Hold on.
you lucky we let you out the kitchen now. Now you
He
trying to
getting,
talk.
he getting sassy.
She getting
Hey,
sassy.
He getting
Trying to know the whole
sassy.
bar, Shauna. You say whatever
Look,
you want.
well, I just wish his hairline was as good as mine.
Look
He
here.
had hair since he was 12. He jealous.
Look here. First of all, I'm not bald. I am shaved. It's a difference. It's a
You
Oh,
chafed.
Lord.
difference.
You said you chafed.
It's
Just like,
shaved. Shaved.
Oh, I thought you said chafed. My bad.
just like you
Shaved.
not
Hey,
fat,
he
you
said that too.
husky,
That
right?
too. That too.
Yeah, he
Shaved.
said amongst other things, I'm chafed too.
Just like you not fat, you husky.
Hey,
Yeah,
look here.
He
he
said
just
it's all
big bone.
This
muscle
is a
under pads,
choice.
right?
He
This
big
is a
Fly
bone.
is
choice.
fly
Hey,
is just big bone.
what the hairline look like when he grew up back though?
This this is a choice.
LeBron James, like somebody raped.
Look at y'all have known since 15 years old, man. Since 15 years old. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know
I
the
don't know,
story.
like
The story about
about
how I got a bald head, man. I tell all our people on the Rip 28 podcast,
Oh,
man.
genetics.
Nah, my daddy died with a full set of hair. My mama got hair. Everybody got hair. I just shaved mine, man.
not,
We
not
went
your
on a
sister.
yeah, my sister got hair. We went on a field trip. We went on a field trip to West Palm Beach in high school. It was this nonviolent group we was in, and my cousin was supposed to was supposed to give me a haircut, line me up or whatever before I went. And I learned a valuable lesson. Don't never go to a barber who got a 40 ounce of slit small liquor in his hand, halfway drunk. So my
You've been
cousin,
making bad decisions your whole life.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, dude messed up my lineup, man. Had my line way back up in here. It was crooked, messed up. So I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? So I'm getting ready to go on this field trip. My mom and daddy dropped me off at our homeboy Hook house because Hook stayed right around the corner from the school. We get out there and then Hook mom was looking at me. She said, "Oh, baby, your head. You might well just go ahead and cut it all off." Now she takes her clippers and they go in the bathroom. They cut my hair off. Now we're gonna pause the story right there. We're gonna pause it right there.
You know where them Clippers been. I just go
There
by
you
that.
go. That's where I'm going. Now she a single mother with a son who go to the barber, but yet she had a pair of hair clippers in her garage. Now that I'm a 40-year-old man, I know she might have cut my hair with her coochie clippers. That-
Good possibility.
Good possibility that happened. But anyway,
You
I
ain't
sh-
mad though.
I ain't mad. I ain't mad at her, man. But so she shaved my head or whatever. And so I'm like, oh man. So I get a hat from Mike Hook and I put the hat on my head. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna wear this hat my whole time in Florida. So we on the bus, we on that bus ride down to Florida. Sitting by a young lady named Salathia. She was on the bus and I'm sitting beside her and she took my hat off my head. She said, "Oh, you got a bald head, Sly." I was like, "Yeah, I went and shaved it." And she started rubbing on my head. Say, "You look so nice with a bald head." My head been bald ever since. Ever since.
There you go, calling names.
Oh man, I pulled the Drake. I pulled the Drake.
But
I said-
no, he
I said-
said the name, but not the first and last.
Yeah, I ain't say the first and last. I ain't say the first and
That's
last.
not a
Where's
very
the-
common
Yeah.
name though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Drake be giving Social Security number and everything.
And the current address. Hey, you know you live over there for the river still, bro.
In the blue house. In the blue house.
421.
The street. Right down there, man.
Man. I guess all this led back to what I'm sipping on. I'm sipping on some green juice, man. Y'all can't see it today, but I got some green juice in my favorite mug.
Look at the green shirt.
What
and the
what
green
is that?
It's Boathouse Farms Green Goodness. So
There's a lot of sugar in that Sly.
yeah, well, I don't know. It says right here, total
She trying to slim you out, Sly. She trying to get you. Yeah,
total
it's
carbohydrates only 11%.
Hey, so you
How much
know,
sugar? How much
you know,
sugar?
Well, it say total sugars 26 grams.
Grand, god dang.
I don't know if that's a lot.
this is gonna be a short show because Sly Stomach finna get the bubbling.
Say, commercial break. We'll be back.
About as short as his neck.
Yeah, but this thing's supposed to have green tea, broccoli, spinach, barley grass, wheatgrass, garlic, Jerusalem artichoke, Nova Scotia dulse, spirulina, nah, shit, I don't know.
Carolina.
Pineapple, apples, mangoes, bananas, and a kiwi. I ain't got all that shit in it, but whatever. I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it. All right, man. Enough about that. Enough about that, man. We got a lot going on this week. A lot going on, man. We want to jump into some things, man. First thing we're gonna do, I guess, is well, the first thing I got pulled up, so we'll stick with this one right here, man. Um, a little letter going around Facebook, going around our Facebook or whatever. I'll bring it up. It says our subject: my boyfriend broke up with me because my ex drove me to the abortion clinic. My boyfriend broke up with me after he found out I was pregnant and had my ex give me a ride to the abortion clinic. We were not in a great place in our relationship. He had recently lost his job due to COVID. He had to move in with me and constantly drove my car. My ex and I remained friends, and I didn't know who to speak to, so I called him for advice. He put things into perspective for me and told me that it is best that if I get rid of the baby since my man isn't financially stable. He offered to drive me to the abortion clinic and even paid for the procedure. My boyfriend found out about it when I forgot to log out of my Facebook account. He read the conversation I had with my ex and went crazy. He called me all types of names, packed his bag, and left. He said he never wants to see or speak with me again. I'm heartbroken and don't know what to do. I called my ex for advice, but he told me to no longer contact him because our friendship has caused a rift in this relationship. I feel alone and lost. What can I do to get my boyfriend back? Any advice for this
Well,
young lady?
well,
Not to.
first off, let me tell you, that man ain't drive you to that abortion clinic and pay for it because you was in a hard time. He was making sure it wasn't his. You were getting ready just in case. Come on, let's keep it
Like,
real.
go on, get rid of that thing. Go on, get rid of it.
I don't know nothing about abortions and all that and the price of it and whatever. But I'll tell you this: if it ain't mine and I know it ain't mine, I can give you advice. I might even give you a ride. But to pay for the procedure, nah, bro was paying for it just in case. And she came back and said, "Yeah, I was pregnant, so this your baby." So I ain't buying that. He just this nice guy paying for no damn abortion procedure.
Hey, these days, man, folks know how. If you get pregnant by accident, something wrong with you. I mean, it's so many ways not to get pregnant.
Team
You got
pullout.
birth, you got birth control, you got condoms, you got everything.
Plan B.
If you
If
just
you're
don't
over
care,
the age of, if you're over the age of 15, you know how to not get pregnant.
yeah, I'm saying, man, that's crazy. But on the real though, I, I I don't think she's gonna get old boy back.
Say that
It's
ship
OV
done
for
sail.
yeah, it's OV for
Cause my thing is, man, I understand the boyfriend. The boyfriend is like, yo, you couldn't talk to me about this, and you go and talk to your ex. You know, if she would have talked to her girlfriend or something like that, maybe he wouldn't have left her. But you go and talk to your ex boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the motherfuckers in the world, you talk to your ex boyfriend to get him to drive you to the abortion clinic. Now, here goes something kind of piggybacking off of what LeBron said, and not necessarily um, the ex boyfriend was worried about it being his, but he could have been a dude like, I don't want, just in case I go back to her, I don't want her straddled with a kid, so I'm going to help you get this abortion. So just in case we get back together, you won't have a kid. Something I need to worry about in the future. That might have been why he took her to get the abortion, man. There's many reasons why he might have took her, but nah, you chose the wrong ride to the clinic. Chose the
One
wrong.
thing about it though, one thing about it, like Chan said, she ain't get no boy back. And in the back of his mind, he probably thinking, did he take her because they were still messing around and it could be his?
Hmm.
That's gotta be playing in his not even in the back of his mind. That's in his what? His frontal lobe right there?
Yeah.
Frontal lobe trying to find out.
right
Like
there.
why why would you take her to get an abortion? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to her girlfriend or her mom or somebody else. Is it yours? Are y'all trying to hide something? That could be on the boyfriend mind too. And he was like, I got to step.
And did the
What you think,
boyfriend
Carl?
know that she wanted to get abortion beforehand, or this story didn't say?
I think according to the paper, the boyfriend ain't even know she was pregnant.
Yeah, that's
She made a bad decision. Made a bad, not to get the abortion, that's on her, but to have the ex drive her to the, like, that was just a bad decision. I think back to, what was the movie, Soul Food, where Bird got her ex-boyfriend to hook her husband up with a job, and he
Yep.
was like, how you gonna get this dude to, like, there's just some things you don't do.
And now the ex don't want to talk to her either. I'm wondering what he got on the way to the abortion clinic.
Now she 0 for 2.
Mm.
Uh,
Well, hey man, sometimes you gotta live and learn. Sometimes you gotta live and learn, man. But you know, let's pop into the next thing, man. Since we on the subject of cars, we can bring this up, man. A lot of hot stuff going around Facebook and Instagram and all these things, man. Um, Here it is right here. We're gonna skip what the lady wrote. So here's the background. I went on a date with the lady a couple of weekends ago. Unfortunately, I had car troubles and wasn't able to drive. I did tell her, and she said it was cool and she would drive. On the way out to the date, we stopped at the gas station. She asked if I would get out, pay, and pump gas for her because she didn't want to. I told her no because it's not my car and not my responsibility to pump or pay for her gas. Was I wrong? Are men still pumping gas for grown ass able bodied women in 2021? I haven't heard from her since the date, but that's fine because to me this was another example of entitlement because I think that females have the mindset that they expect you to beg them to take them out on a date and that you are expected to pay for. Get the fuck out of here. I don't agree with it, nor am I doing it. I don't beg anyone. I want to hear, I want, am I wrong for this thought process as well?
that thought process doesn't. You're on a date, dude. Like, if anything, even if you don't like his first date, pump the gas, just pump the gas and let it go, and get to know the chick. But clearly, he must have wasn't feeling her because he just bucked that whole situation up.
Should he pay for it? Don't join.
Nah, I don't think he should pay for it.
You don't think you should pay for it?
My man didn't even offer to get out and pump the gas, though. I'm already letting this woman drive me around on this date, right? So in some dude's eyes, like, I'm already slightly emasculated because this woman's driving me. And I'm not even going to get out and offer. We'll talk about paying later. I'm not even going to get out and offer to pump this gas for you. She chose wrong. I wouldn't talk to him again either.
If she had a little Toyota Corolla, but she got an Escalade or something. That's my $70. Like,
hey, dog, listen.
I ain't got it.
I'm with Cobb on this one, man. Bro, you already not driving. You ain't even driving, bro.
If you can't afford to pay for gas, even if she didn't ask, if you can't,
how was you gonna get
stay
around?
home. Stay at home.
How he gonna get around if he can't afford gas? But
stay at home.
in my opinion, I feel like he wrong. I feel like he should have, if he wasn't driving, he should have at least pumped the gas. And then, but if I would have offered at least something on the gas.
You got 20 on. You got 20 on.
I mean, I would have gave her whatever, but I mean, that's just me. I just feel some kind of way if I wasn't driving, dog. Unless we was already dating. Now, if we already dating, yeah, drive. You pay, but if we ain't dating and we just getting to know each other, yeah, that's the least I can do. With my no car having ass.
Then, she gonna expect you to pay for the gas every time, man.
But that's me though. But I can't speak for everybody else. But for me, that's just me, dog.
See, my thing is, man, he ain't driving. His car was broke down and his car was fucked up. So she had to come out her way to pick him up. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, yeah, you're supposed to put something on that gas.
Yeah,
because Yeah, that's the least you can do. It puts on the gas. And
So,
then here's the thing about just being a man at all, being a gentleman at all. It somewhat bothers me if I go to a gas station and I see a dude sitting in the car while his woman out there pumping gas. You know, I mean, I joke around. I'm an asshole sometimes, but it just
Most
something.
times.
Well,
Most
most
of
of
the
the
time,
time,
okay, I'm
most
an
of the
asshole
time.
most of the time. I'll take it.
Yeah.
93%.
But
Yeah.
there is but I was raised by a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? My dad was a gentleman, and that rubbed me wrong to see a dude sitting in the car while his old lady pumping gas. Man, it's like you
Yeah.
supposed to be a man. Get your ass out there and pump the gas.
Yeah, but
So
Sly, if he wasn't raised that way, then you really can't expect him to do that. And so
He
you
chose
got to
wrong.
take that into consideration. You were
He chose
raised that way,
wrong.
so your father taught you how to do that. But yeah,
But
like
when do
Cobb say, she chose wrong.
See,
let me ask you a
they made the
question?
right decision though. They ain't talking no more. So hey,
She ain't even
yeah,
called that
what it
man
is.
back.
Yeah, so
We
But
yeah,
let
good.
me
what
ask
it
you.
is.
Hey, let me ask a question though. Would you expect him to do that though, Shauna?
Well, I
I'm asking for your
I try not to
personal
expect
opinion.
things of people because you're gonna always get your feelings hurt.
Shauna
Uh,
wouldn't go with him if he said his car wasn't
but
working.
well, there's that. There's
Date wouldn't
that.
have got off.
Yeah, he
No,
ain't had no
I'm like,
conflict.
cool.
Come
I
on, Shauna.
drive.
Come on.
Now
Hold on. Stop.
I'm gonna feel it out, right? We get to the gas station. I'm like, oh, I got it. And he don't move. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you don't have to get out. And I'm probably not even gonna say anything to you. But I'm taking mental notes, right? And I'm like, this N word. He don't even want to pump. This is our last date. This is our last date.
I mean, he riding with you. He riding in that $70,000 automobile. You know what I'm saying? That brand new Benz, that brand new
Don't do this
Beamer.
around all these people, Sly. Don't do
You
this.
know, he might can't afford the premium gas. He might be used to regular unleaded. You know
And
what
he
I'm
should
Hey,
have
saying?
hey,
stayed at home. He should
hey,
have stayed at
Sly.
home.
Hey, Sly. And he getting his homeboy to hook him up that work on the inside of us. So
I'm
it
telling
ain't
you.
his fault. Come on, Shauna. But on the real, Jawan, you said that he wasn't raised that way. But when does common sense kick in?
Hey, look, if he wasn't raised that way, you can't expect common sense.
Common
It's
sense
for some
ain't so
people.
common, bro.
It
Yeah,
ain't.
Common
It
sense
ain't.
ain't
It
so
ain't.
it's
common.
common because you raised that way. You saw that. You know,
Yeah, I
he
guess
like
so.
Sly
Yeah.
Price saw his father always pump the gas in his mother when they were in the car with his mother. And so
Right.
I think though, Juwan, that's an easy out, right? Because we hear that a lot when people talk about parenting children, right? Well, I wasn't raised with my father, so I don't know what a father does. But some things are instinctual. Like when you're with a woman, one would think that this man says, okay, to Sly's point, I'm not gonna ride in the passenger seat of a woman's car and not get out and pump gas. It's like taking out the trash at your house.
look, I see
You let your
women
woman
in
take
my
out the trash.
neighborhood cutting the grass, and I'm like, dude, like, and the dude, he don't cut the grass. But I'm
Able
just,
bodied and you're not doing it,
so-
he chose wrong.
but if we could go to, I don't know. I'm not gonna go there because
Hey, so
we could go to say, well, why she ain't in the kitchen cooking? Like, or why she in the kitchen washing the dishes? I'm just saying, for
Amen.
certain jobs, we could do the same thing. But
Absolutely. But
yeah,
here's the thing though, if that's what you want, then you have to choose that. So if you want
there
a
you go.
woman who's gonna cook and gonna clean, then you have to pick a woman that values that, right?
Yeah,
So she
true.
needs to pick a man that's gonna say, chivalry is not dead for me, and I believe in I can't drive my woman because my car's on the fritz. But I can pump gas, I can open her doors or whatever happens. You gotta choose what works for you.
Yeah, but
yeah,
like going back to the long story, dude, he just said when he in about it, so he didn't do it. So we can all agree on that. So
But let me check something out, man. Something else that this dude brought up was entitlement, man. Um, you know, I don't believe that this wasn't a case of entitlement, But I think a lot of times, though, a lot of times with women, and especially a lot of these modern women, it's a certain sense of entitlement that they want. They want to be, they want old school rules of chivalry to apply on a lot of things, but then on other things they want to be, yes, I'm all independent. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. But when the check come around, hey, why don't you be a man? You know?
See, I didn't mean to start this. This is where I wasn't gonna go.
Is it so it's mutually exclusive? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Uh-oh.
I mean, from my point of view, yeah. From my point of view, because I once again I'm a man, and I was raised to be a man. So when it comes to certain things, I take the manly way out. You go out on a date with me, 9 times out of 10 I'm paying. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10 I'm driving. I'm
But
doing.
what you're saying though is that they can't exist together. So if I, as a woman, if and I'm just using this, like if I say my expectation is as a man, you're gonna pay for our dates or whatever have you, I can't also then be an independent. You're saying they're mutually exclusive. They can't exist at the same time.
But you can't sit up.
So I
No,
can't
no,
be,
listen. You can't sit up and shout, "I'm independent. I'm independent. I don't need a man. I don't need a man." And then when the check,
yeah, you're saying they're mutually exclusive.
and yeah, when the check come around, no, you take care of that. You a man.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
again,
If it's
yes,
a
you're saying they're mutually exclusive.
if it's a
I don't
loud
think
sound, no, if it's a loud sound in the middle of the night, you gonna get up. I'm a man. You a man. Take care of that. You
I
know
don't
what I'm
think they're
saying?
mutually exclusive. I don't think that they can't exist at the same. I think I can say there are some things that I can do for myself, pay my bills, make sure I'm clothed and eating. But then there are some things that my man can also do for me. I don't think that they can't exist at the same time. You're telling me that if you're an independent woman, you just got to be independent and you can't expect a man to do anything for you.
I believe in gender roles.
But I
Okay,
don't.
then say that.
Let me step in for a second. You can be like that, but it's like I think a lot of girls or women take advantage of
Yeah,
that situation.
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they independent when they want to be, but then, when stuff get tough or whatever, they're like, oh, the man's supposed to do this, man's supposed to do that, and it's like, all right, what you want to do? Which is it? I mean, it get confusing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Do you make it confusing or is it confusing?
It's
Because
confusing.
again, I'm asking questions here. I'm not making any assumptions, Chance. Like, are you making it confusing? Because there are some areas in her life where she said, I can handle this, but then there are some areas where she says, I want you to Sly's comment, I want you to establish this gender role and fall into line here. Like, if she's clear about that, is it confusing? Or are you confused?
I don't think there's gender roles. I mean, it's like the cut the grass thing Jamal was talking about.
I think
What's
every
wrong with cutting the
relationship,
grass?
yeah, I think every relationship has their ebbs and flows to it, and depend on the two people in the relationship and what's expected between the two genders. That's what I believe it is. And in one sense, me having to pump the gas, you might be dating somebody, they don't care, right? They get out and pump the gas, right? Yeah, I don't necessarily have to do that, or taking the trash out. It just depends on the two people in the relationship. That's for anything, right? If it works, then it works. But obviously
Whatever that is.
that girl who on the story, she expected her dude to get out there and pump the gas, and he was like nada, and he failed the first test, and so that's why it was like, okay, it's a no-go.
You gotta find the lid that fits your pot. And if you aren't the lid for my pot, then I'm gonna go find me another lid. So Chance, you may not appreciate the fact that I'm like, okay, I don't need you, Chance, to pay for me to get my nails done, my hair done, go see my esthetician, but I want you over here. I want to make sure that you are opening doors for me. I want to make sure whatever. If you not that, then just move on. Like, you don't have to be that for me. To Juwan's point, it's about who's in the relationship. If you ain't the lid to my pot, then I'm gonna go find me another lid, and we good. Like, there are no hard feelings there. You just ain't it.
Yeah, it's hard to find some pots that match in your cabinet too, man. Every time I go to cook something, I'm like, man, where that pot?
Black folks be having mismatch, all kinds of mismatched stuff.
That's what a plate. That's what the big plate for.
Hey,
Put
throw a
on
plate
top
on
and
top of
flip
it.
it over.
hey, Sly, that's what I was about to say. You just take the plate and put it on top then, man, and just make that shit work.
I don't know, but that's the funny thing. That I think that's something interesting, especially about me. You know, being single here in Atlanta. Um, is I believe in gender roles, man. I do. I do. My old lady never cut the grass. You know what I'm saying? She didn't. That's what I did. You know, now that my son old enough, shit, that's what he gonna do. You know, I think it's certain things. Now the only thing that I don't believe, the only gender role that I kind of go against is the cooking, because I like to cook. You know, that just me. I like to eat.
Oh, so look, they can't exist together then.
Mhm.
Like you can't pick and choose which, like you gotta make your
Uh-oh,
mind
I
slide.
like that.
You gotta make up your mind.
But
Like
she
you,
clean though. She clean in the kitchen,
but
barefoot.
again, you're talking about gender roles, and you said they were mutually exclusive. They couldn't exist together, but clearly they can.
Yeah. Well, no, not really, because the best chefs in the world are usually men anyway. So
This and all these people.
that's the best chefs in the world, usually men, and I'm up there. I'm ranked. I'm ranked in the chef rankings that
You
came
might
out.
be rank, but you ain't rank.
Hey, but do you think the gender roles has to do with age?
Yeah,
Have we out have has it been outgrown that quote unquote there are gender roles? There are things that women do, men do. Do you think that's just an age thing because that's our generation?
yeah. I definitely think it's a thing. I think it's a thing of the past. To be honest with you, I really do. I think that line is becoming very blurred, especially with our generation and down. That line is blurred now. As much as we look at our parents, you know, our parents and definitely their parents before them, you know, the male was the provider. The dad was the provider. You know what I'm saying? Mom might have worked also, but dad did everything, and mom usually did all the cooking and the cleaning and whatnot. But I think our generation and below, that line is becoming, that gender role line is becoming blurred. And so you're right, Brian. It do got a little bit to do with age.
I do also think because people stay single longer. You know, before people used to get married like
Well,
18,
I think
18.
19, 20. But
society.
now you like 30, yeah, you 32, 34, 35 before you get married. Then, man,
45.
I'm already set in my ways. So I'm already, this is the way I do it. This is the way it's going to be done.
But you got to realize society was different, and the reason for, you know, it was a more agriculturally based society. You know what I'm saying? So when you got married, you wanted to have a lot of kids to take care of the farm, take care of your land and stuff like that. And so if a woman has a lot of kids, I mean, she's pregnant. She can't be out there working. She can't go in no factory and work if she's pregnant. So she's pregnant and at home raising the kids when they're a baby, and the man is out working because, you know, families were just so much larger. So that's kind of just what happened, just based on, you know, the times. But now, you know, you get more, you know, agriculture in the main, especially in the South. You know, you're not farmers by trade anymore. You know, everything's commercially based. So now people they have to go in the city and find real jobs. And so now you have women working, and there's less kids being born. You know.
Juwan, I think you're right. I think a lot of it is just the times too, right? Like you think about how particularly young people now, they're using their voice more than we did, right? We didn't, when we were coming up, we weren't gonna tell our parents what we thought. But we would catch them backhand in the mouth, right? Like it wasn't our place to tell them what we weren't going to do. But now they're asking their children, and you're asking your daughters, well, what would you like for dinner? What would you like? My mama was cooking one meal, and if I didn't want to eat that, I didn't eat. Right now,
I still do it. You know, my wife might be like, "What do you like?"
right?
But
Like you get what I'm saying, though. Like now here, like young people are using and finding their voice earlier, and it's just times are just different. It's just different, and you know when now women are like, no, there are no gender roles. Like you hear people say there are no gender roles. Like little boys should be playing with kitchen sets, and little boys should have the easy bake oven, and little girls should get the John Deere or whatever. So they're what we have traditionally known as gender, and people will say that gender is a human construct. Like that's something that we've made up as people and have just it's taken on its own thing. And so nowadays, like we say that there are gender roles, but the people coming under us, they don't believe in those. So it's different now.
You know why?
A lot of it come to financials. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not very many people who can say just the man gonna work and the wife gonna stay at home and just cook and clean. You know what I mean? So you got to be a team. Everybody got to work together, and if both of y'all working, both of y'all got to take care of the house too. You know what I mean? It ain't like, all right, just because she's the woman, hey, she got to cook everything, wash all the clothes and everything. But she worked 40 hours a week or plus, just like you do. You know what I mean?
That's over a decade of marriage right there, fellas.
That's almost 2 decades, ain't it? You going close to 2 decades.
Hey, but what you really got to think is there's a lot more females that lead their house, that are the head of their households now. More so than when it was back in the day. How many single mothers are running households, and how
I don't
many?
think there anymore, LeBron. Look historically back. Look historically back at how many single parent households there are, like dating back. I don't know that there are more now. I think it's more. I think we see it more.
Nah.
I don't know.
I think
I don't think there are more.
I think it's more.
I think it's more.
I think it's definitely more.
I think it's more because now you get people who they like to call them hoteps. You get some of these brothers on and they'll talk about it, they'll explain it, and they say a lot of it has to do with the welfare system. What happened at one point in time, if you couldn't get welfare if you had a man living in the house, you couldn't get.
That's not new.
I know, and they say that's when it changed. That's the time whenever that law came into effect. That's when you started to see a rise in single mothers.
I agree with that, but I don't think it's more prevalent now than it was then. Like,
so, but I think that was the 70s, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
I really do think it was. Because like you said, people got married at younger age.
And another thing we got to figure out is what time are we talking about? Are we comparing 2021 to 1980, or are we comparing it to 1910?
1919, whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If we comparing it to 1910, yeah, of course it was more married. It wasn't, wasn't as many single mothers in 1910. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate the sound little Bootsy-ish, but Bootsy make a good point on some things. On some things, man. Some people have you should have roles, man. It's certain things. Little boys shouldn't play with little dolls, just say, man, let's figure all that out. You can be whoever you want to be.
If you had a son, you're not gonna let your son play with dolls, because that's not.
I'm not going to give him a doll. See that's where I think the thing is. I think some parents they say, okay, I'm gonna put a doll and a football in front of him and see which one he choose, and I'm go out and encourage him. Well, I'm going to encourage him to play with dolls so he can experience a feminine side of his culture. He can. Nah, I'm not going to encourage that. But if I had a kid and he came out and he said he was gay, I mean, he's still my kid. You know what I'm saying? I would much rather him be the pitcher than the catcher. But hey, if it is.
I cannot stand you. I can't stand you.
You are ignorant.
I mean, let's be. Hey, look, I'm just saying what everybody thinking, bro. I'm saying.
What are you thinking that?
We're not gonna get off of this. We're not gonna get off of this.
Hey, I got a son. And I ain't thinking that.
No, I'm saying now, my kid watch too much porn. I know he ain't gay, but we gotta work on.
You don't know, man.
We gotta work on that. My kid got a problem.
I'm
but I'm saying, But I'm saying, if you don't go around thinking, oh, my kid gay, my kid. No, you don't think it. But I'm just saying, the thought process. If your kid gay, I'm not gonna disown my kid because he's gay. I'm not. I love my son. You know. But I mean, if he was gay, I want him to be the best gay he can be.
Hey, so we're not gonna get off the subject. So you said if he was gay, you'd be good if he was the picture.
Shut up, Ted. You have to say that again, Ted.
I wouldn't.
Do that matter?
Yeah. I would much rather him be the man. You know what I'm saying? I would much
Come
rather.
on, man.
If your kid was gay, would you want him to be the catcher?
That's funny right there, bro.
Don't run from this. If your kid was gay, would you want him to be the catcher? Would you want him to be the catcher?
He is who he is.
If you had a choice, what was your choice?
It ain't my choice, dude.
No. See, you ready for the question?
No, it ain't my
He
choice.
answered the question.
I wouldn't rather either. I mean, I don't care. Whatever he is.
Wait, what? What you?
I said whatever he is, he is. I mean, I can't say all right. You can be gay, but you gotta be the picture though.
Good answer.
Nah, man. I mean, but if he was, I'm gonna love my son because he's my son, and I'm gonna love him till it's over. Now, I would hope that he would go and get somebody artificially inseminated and carry on the Williams line if he was gay. But if he don't, he don't.
Don't need no more slides.
I don't have a son, but Slide, you did mention that.
Would you want your daughter to be the bulldogger?
No, I wasn't going to.
Huh?
Well, I heard that.
I heard 1979. What are you doing?
Can I finish my comment?
I heard that since my great grandma.
1979. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know the political. What's the bull? Do you want her to be the bull?
The stud. The
Stud? That's the correct term.
Can I finish my comment? I wouldn't even go into these analogies that you're referring to.
Well, go ahead.
I was going back to the whole doll baby and football comment. So you would be okay like having a son, and I saw Braun shaking his head before. If you got let's say you got a grandparent just gave your son a doll baby, and your son now playing with a doll baby like 2 years old, you would leave that doll baby in front of your son to play with as opposed to taking that doll baby away.
Who you asking me?
No, I was asking Slide that because I said you was fine with that. I know, bro. You what? You like nah.
No.
I was like, no.
I ain't never said I'll be fine with not if he 2 years old and a grandparent go and give him a doll baby, he ain't gonna play with the doll. I'm gonna take the doll baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I just want to make sure because it sounded like you were okay with that.
If he picked it up on his own.
If he picked it up on his own.
Like. They laid him down and he picked
No, that's the thing. I'm not gonna give him that choice. But if he
okay. I just want to make sure that's
while we on this point, let me shout out my son's mom right now because she does a very good job when I'm not around of making sure he don't cross those lines because he has 2 older sisters and she does a very good job. So I want to say thank you, Miss Adrian. Thank you so much. I couldn't imagine me walking through the door and my son sitting down there braiding Barbie doll hair. I ain't gonna sit up here in front. I ain't mature enough to handle that. Like,
Brian, you sound like the ex that take the lady to the abortion clinic right now.
We thought but
here's the thing is, LeBron, I get it. I appreciate that you say you are mature enough to handle that now. But if that's what it is, and this is your son, I don't think it's gonna change the way that you feel about your son at all.
It is. Oh no, it's not gonna change that. But I'm saying to accept it, I'm not gonna be. I wouldn't just it come out, Daddy. I'm just going. Oh, okay, son. He's gonna be like, God, man. I went.
Only reason
I
only
went from a football player to a cheerleader. Now I'm a cheer dad.
Now we done got way deeper.
I don't even know how
now,
we ended up here, Chance.
but it's a different kind of gay people too. You know, it's kind of
No,
dress up.
Chance, no, it ain't.
It's kind of dress up and be a woman and want to get breast and booty implants and all that stuff. And then it's the guy who he still dress up like a regular person, but he just like that. So I mean,
Can we change the subject, please?
No, this is a real conversation, man. You
This
got
man
dudes
can dress up like a regular person.
like a regular dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's a regular
I said that wrong.
Like me, got on a polo shirt or you know what I'm saying, and some jeans.
Guys wear polo shirts. What are you talking about?
That's what he was saying. You can be gay and be like a dude. Chance was saying it's different type of gays. You got like a gay,
flamboyant kind.
yeah. You got a gay who be like a girl, and then you got gays who be like dudes. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell they was gay if you were walking down the street.
Golly.
Y'all
sound like the white folks who be like, you got good black people. You got bad black people. That's what y'all sound like right now. I just went on record saying that.
Hey, I was telling somebody at work this the other day. I had to go drop off some wastewater samples.
Yes, you got dreadlocks. You're scary. Like you don't look like a good black person.
No, I smile all the time, so everybody love me.
Oh, okay.
But I went to the hood. It probably was by your house, Sly.
Look at how I stay in the hood.
My GPS took me through this back road, and I seen a girl walking down the street. Well, I thought it was a girl. And it was
You in Atlanta?
Yeah,
you better watch out.
I was like, oh.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you a serious question. Did you look twice?
No.
You lying. You lying.
That was not convincing.
Hey, I wouldn't look twice if it. I wouldn't look twice if it was girl. I was just saying. I was just riding by, and I was like,
I got you.
Look, y'all see that episode of ATL when they were in the jail?
Yeah, that's a man.
It's my ex-girlfriend. He said, man, that's the truth. We over here with the men. She over here with the women.
Oh, damn, Pam.
Look, LeBron, you never seen that episode? Yo, I'm going to see it. It is so
send it, but Chance, I say, oh, damn, Pam.
Hey, I'm Jay Little, the owner of Forward Counseling and Consulting. We're a consulting and coaching firm who believes in the TLC method, truth, love, and community. Whether coaching corporate clients, individual clients, or engaging in individual counseling and group counseling, we believe that you can be more than what you are today by finding your truth, love, and community. You can reach us at www.forwardcc.net or give us a call at 803-457-5413.
Hey man, I don't know where the hell we got off.
Where do you go after that? Where do you go after that?
Well,
next subject.
It was the analogy, it was the catching the picture that took the whole conversation.
I was in trouble now.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who we'll blame it on. We'll blame it on today's music. They putting out all that. They releasing music, and didn't Kanye just release an album or something?
Yeah, man, Kanye put out some shit that Donda.
Y'all listening to Kanye?
I listen to it, man. I listen to it, and I'm on my second because I like to, you sit up on Facebook and on Twitter, whatever. Now you get people. The album get released at 8 o'clock or midnight or whatever. And then everybody, oh, this is the fire. This is his greatest album ever. This is the worst album ever. I'm like, dog, it's 20-something tracks. It's 20 something goddamn tracks, and you listen to it one time, and now you proclaiming this the greatest, or you proclaiming this the worst. You
You
ain't
got
had enough
27.
time.
You got 27 songs on one album.
Yeah, 27 songs, man. And it's like you ain't got enough time to sit on the album and figure out if it's the greatest, man. So far, I don't know, man.
I'm not forgiving Kanye for
Yeah.
back in 45, and so I'm not giving him no streams. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Now, I will say this. I went to a Kanye concert when I was in Memphis. That one of the best concerts I ever been to. I ain't gonna lie.
But that was before his support of 45 and before he said slavery was a choice.
Yeah, that was way before that. Way before that.
Black people are the most unforgiving, are the most forgiving people on the face of this earth. You can slap us across the face and black folk will be like, yes, we love you. Come on back. You can always come home. I draw the line. You supported this man who's clearly a xenophobe and a racist and anti-Semitic. I can't fool with you.
Part of that
Kanye
cancel
confused.
culture. She part of that cancel culture.
No, I'm not. No. I'm specifically referencing him. I don't fool with him.
But you canceling him though. That's cancel culture.
But Kanye did when Katrina came. He said George Bush is racist. You remember that? He's confused.
That's the Kanye. That's the Kanye I fuck with.
That's what he is confused.
That's the Kanye, the college dropout. You know what I'm saying? That Kanye back then.
Cancel culture is telling y'all not to fool with him too. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I don't do. Cancel culture says all of y'all need to not fool with Kanye. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I don't bark with him.
Yeah.
You're still canceling my man out, but still, I don't fool with Kanye either.
Hey man,
like you said, now he's a talented guy. I won't take that from him. He can produce, he write, he do all of that. But I mean, I just can't fool with him, man. Out the college dropout and late registration and all that. I mean,
hold on. I just thought of something real quick. Hey, this is some black and white thing right here. So just think about this: like, black people got to come out with an album every year. White people, like what's his name, Carrie Underwood, somebody like that, they'll come out with an album and go on tour for 10 years on that same album. But we got to make an album every year or they washed up. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
Do y'all notice that?
Frank, you took it out my mouth. You took it right out of my mouth. So.
They put out an album in 30 years and they still touring and getting sold out shows.
Who you said?
And then Frankie Beverly can't even sing no more. He had throat cancer. All he do is he sang the first line and then just put the mic in there. That's all he do.
Wind and Fire ain't made an album in years and they still selling out shows.
It's rap. It's just rap.
Rap still rap too. Because when Mystical was out, Mystical was still touring and still getting paid, and he ain't putting out nothing out since Here I Go. So it's still depending on who you are. Now you may not get top dollar.
Yeah, they ain't
still keep the name relevant.
But they ain't touring at like rap stars. They can go and tour out, do club dates and stuff like that if they ain't putting out no music. But like the rock and roll stars or R&B stars, you know what I'm saying? They can do shit. If Anita Baker going tour right now, she going to sell out, the Coliseum. You know what I'm saying? She sell out arenas.
But you can't compare everybody to Anita Baker.
Well,
holding it down in Vegas. Usher's selling out every show in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Usher. But I'm just saying, rappers can't. There's something about rap, man, that you consider washed up or whatever. Name a rapper who ain't current. Name a rapper who ain't current who can go and sell out an arena.
An arena?
But Jay-Z still current though. Jay-Z put out an album last year. 444. He put out 444. LL Cool J can't sell out no arena. He can't sell out no arena.
I mean, how big you talking about an arena?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's the point. That's the point. That's the
You
point.
ain't selling out just because you're not selling out in the arena. Don't mean you still not eating good.
What eating good is different. Rappers, if you ever notice an old school rap show, it's about 7 or 8 acts on an old school rap show. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never you ain't
I don't
never
go to.
seen uh Big Daddy Kane out there by himself. If he rapping, it got to be Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J,
Special
Rakim,
ed.
Special
That's
Ed.
just the ticket, though. That's just the
E-
ticket to sell
Exactly,
more.
exactly. But
Even when
R&B,
R&B stars come, they bring 2 and 3 acts.
not
I
not
think
as many, not as many as an old school rap show. Not as many,
I agree. I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
New Edition gonna sell out somebody's Coliseum.
and by themselves, by
New Edition
themselves,
gonna sell it out.
with or without Bobby. Sometimes them niggas get on stage with just 3 of them and they still sell out, man.
It is and love.
No, but yeah, it's something about rap, man. You just can't it don't carry over like that as you get older, and I don't like that. I mean, because I still
Because the style of rap changes. Look what we was listening to as opposed to what's being made now. It's just different.
I
And
but
can't
once
listen
and
to none of
these and can you believe somebody said that Lil Uzi and all them was better than Biggie Smalls and all that? Yeah, they sell more now. That don't get me wrong. I know Sly, you gonna go to who sold more than Biggie, who did, but the quality of music. Just look at it from when we were listening to music heavily to what's being made now.
let me
It's
ask
But you
you.
rap.
know what's
Let,
funny, LeBron? You know what's funny? So, I appreciate this now. Our parents and grandparents said the same thing about Biggie and Pop and Meth. Like they didn't understand what is this y'all listen to? What is this rap?
y-
So
y-
while I don't necessarily like it, we're in that generation now. What are y'all talking about? I can't understand these Dr. Seuss rhymes y'all
Yeah.
got going on. I don't
you,
get it.
you don't even have
Music
to
was
go. You don't
is
even have to go
right.
back that far, because you can sit up here and say Snoop Dogg was the best rapper ever, but then your older sister gonna come back and tell you, um, the Fat Boys was way better than Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Cool Mo D was
that.
better than Snoop Dogg. You know
The
what I'm saying?
Fat Boys,
It's
Wild
it's
yeah.
West.
it's the era that you were
Wild Wild
in
West.
when it comes to rap, man. That's how you figure out who the best. So that's why I don't even get mad at these kids when they say Lil Uzi Vert is the greatest rapper alive. I don't get mad at them. I'm like, okay,
Who?
I
that's
don't get mad either.
Who?
that Lil Uzi Vert. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
Oh,
know,
okay.
Shauna. I don't
And
know.
he give him the shoulder. Lil Uzi give him the shoulder.
What's one of his songs?
I can't tell you one of his fucking songs. I
Okay.
can't tell you one Lil Uzi song, but I know that meme. He got a little meme where he go and shake his shoulders real feminine like. He the dude
Sly,
who got the diamond put in his head.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sly, you shook that shoulder. Everything was shaking out, jiggling on that thing when
Every, every, hey, everything but his neck.
you did that. You stay talking about that neck, boy.
But they
Uh,
good.
but yeah, man. I don't know, man. A lot of it just depends on your era, man. And
Yeah.
it's like back on Kanye, we sit up here and talk about, um, do y'all still fuck with Kanye? That's the main thing. Do you still fuck with Kanye? And is Kanye a genius? Is he a
I
genius?
Now,
think
genius and talented, I can go with.
I think he's
I,
talented for sure, but I
yeah,
just don't fool with
definitely,
him.
I think he a
definitely
genius.
talented.
yeah, I think it's genius too, dog.
I think that's part of his psychological problem, his mental
Yeah,
Well, but
problem.
yeah.
the
Geniuses are usually pretty weird
I
people.
was just about to say, if you look back
R.
across
Kelly.
time with people who you identified as being a genius, there's some sort of a mental either
Yeah,
disconnect or some sort of mental illness or something that they deal with. You
yeah,
look at like
socially.
Johnny Hathaway, like artists like that, who you said this person's
Robert
just a genius.
Yeah, they socially awkward.
Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Hey, the man a genius. He just got a problem.
Yeah.
He a fucking
Hey,
pervert.
hey, Sly, but check this out. If you're a real genius, you can produce for other people. So let me hear that. Who might be some of the top producers of all time. I'm going with Dr. Drizzy.
Hey, I was gonna say the same thing, bro. Dr. Dre.
I'm gonna go with Dr. Dre.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
gotta go with him.
It's
I
hard.
mean,
Can't
it's a
argue with
lot
that.
of you got Dre, you got Timbaland, like
Yeah.
you got
Elliott.
Swiss, like you got a lot of
You got Missy
Hey.
Elliott.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you who you don't know nobody be talking about though. Manny Fresh, boy.
Yeah,
Fresh.
even
But-
Jazzy Faye. He ain't a genius, but Jazzy Faye have produced a lot of hits.
Jazzy Faye.
But here's my thing though about hits, and this is why I keep going back to that man Kales. When it comes to a great producer, is
Yeah.
if you can do it over different genres of music too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Kales produced some rap hits. He got
Teddy
some R&B.
Riley.
Teddy Riley. Teddy
Hey,
Riley.
Come on now.
Stevie Wonder.
Yep, Stevie Wonder was a producer too.
Hey, did
how about
y'all
Ray?
know that
Was
Stevie
Ray
Wonder
one?
put out a
Was Ray?
whole album under a pseudonym?
No.
Did y'all know that? So he put out a whole album under Evans
That's some
Rondell.
that's some Prince type
Stevie
shit.
Wonder spelled backwards. He put
That's
out
what I
a
was
whole
gonna say.
album under another name.
Yeah, but
Like,
it ain't had no hits on it.
Well, he's a genius. Prince.
How about
You talking about
Prince and
Prince?
Michael Jackson?
Prince.
Michael Jackson ain't a genius. Michael Jackson ain't a
never
genius.
produced. Well, he might have produced,
What?
but when you look across the board, Prince writing and producing songs for other people. I was listening to y'all listen to Questlove Supreme.
Nah.
They had an episode with El DeBarge on there, and he was talking about Prince wrote a song that was a Kenny Rogers El DeBarge duet. Prince wrote it. Like this dude was like just phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's when you talk about top producers, for me, you can't just be a rap producer, man. You got to, and that's what take Manny Fresh out of the discussion for me. Now I love everything Manny Fresh do, you know, when it come to that sound that he make. But yeah, but he ain't step no way besides rap.
He more southern. Yeah, he more of a southern beat maker.
Mm-hmm.
But he you know.
He don't cross over into that genius category, man.
No.
That genius category, that's a Prince, that's a R. Kelly, that's a Teddy Riley. Hell, Teddy Riley invented a whole new sound. You know what I'm saying? That new jack swing, he created a whole new sound. So
and go back before that though, like songs he produced, like Jane Child. I don't even know if y'all remember the song Jane Child, Don't Want to Fall in Love, which was like an late 80s rock song. Like Teddy Riley produced that.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people go under the radar a little bit, like Rick James. Rick James was a great producer, man. He did the Temptations. He did the Temptations.
Because Melvin was his cousin.
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
So if you listen to Super Freak, when he say Temptations sing,
that's the Temptation.
Because on the back of Super Freak.
Yeah, the Temptations came over.
Carl, always dropping jewels, Carl.
Rick James came over to Motown in the I think his album released on Motown in the early '80s or whatever, and he produced the Temptations' last album.
Quincy Jones is a genius.
Yeah.
Let's not forget you.
Mm-hmm.
Genius.
Mm-hmm.
How about what's the no, never mind. Go ahead.
I know
that one back.
But it's a lot of them up there, but where do you rank Kanye with them though? You know what I'm saying? Is he in that genius level?
Well, Sly, if you go to your criteria of across genres, what is Kanye produced across genres? If that's on your criteria, which you said earlier, for genius mode, what is he done across genres?
He did gospel.
Okay, that's two. So you got rap and gospel.
Snoop got a
he's
Grammy.
only done his gospel. His gospel. I'm just asking Sly based on his criteria.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure what Kanye did outside of rap, really, rapping that gospel album. I can't tell you. I can't tell you what he did, man. I don't know. That might take, but here's my thing. Why I say Kanye is a genius. Also, the way he fooled the world with that damn those listening parties and stuff like that. He was living in the Georgia Dome all that while, and they said he made close to $15 million off of those three listening parties before he even put the album out. You know what I'm saying? With all the revenue from the stream and the merchandise and all that stuff like that he got for them listening parties, they say the man made close to $15 million just by manipulating the hype machine, man. The dude a crazy genius, man. You're crazy genius, man. So Kanye, cheers to Kanye, man. Even though I can't fuck with him because his political views. I had to listen to the album. I had to listen to it. I had to listen to it. Oh well. Oh well. We are definitely getting close to that time, man. We getting close. Checking my counter. Checking my counter. We getting close to the time. We gonna have to get out of here, man. Any parting shots, man, before we get out of here. Before we get out of here, start off with the president. Start off with the president. Any parting shots before you get out of here?
No, I ain't got nothing. Hey, just ready to start this week off, man. Everybody be safe. That corona's still out here, man. That Delta variant is something serious, man. Y'all get vaccinated. Do your thing. There's people out here dying, man.
All right.
That's all I got.
Dr. J, anything you got to say before we get out of here?
No, I ain't got nothing really, but I
Man,
just hate you
y'all
put that picture. No, that whole catcher and whatever your analogy was, only in Atlanta. Only in Atlanta. I'm like, dude, like, who comes up with this? But I ain't got that. This is just yeah, okay. You did that.
Beezy, man, anything you got to say before you get out of here, Beezy?
Man, the only thing I'm gonna say is, man, y'all stay safe. Do everything you can to keep yourself and those around you as safe as possible, man. And once again, shout out to the Brooklyn Casey Bearcats. Let's go ahead and make this championship run. We out of here.
Miss Cobb, anything you got to say before we get out of here?
As always, I appreciate you all having me. I say it every time. Love on your people. Make sure you let your people know that they matter to you and they care. Pray for your friends, your family. And it's football season. Go Tigers.
Oh God, we don't want to do that.
Memphis
Go Tigers.
Hey, Carl, I
Tiger.
got one question. Y'all gonna do a reboot of the 227?
Only if your mama ready to play Pearl.
Hey, I got her ready. She on standby. She said she down if she can get Mary and all Lester.
Only if your mama
Lester.
ready
I
to play
can play Lester and Jawan can play Calvin.
Pearl. Sylvester ain't got enough hair to play Lester.
Yeah, you're right. It gotta be Chance or Dre.
Dre got it on the top.
Yeah, I'm about to say Drake on ball too.
Dre got a sunroof.
Hey, Dre, we sorry, man. You know what I'm saying? Defend yourself.
Can't defend himself.
Dre catching these stray bullets for no reason, man. Catching these
Hey,
stray
Y'all
shots.
ain't right. Y'all
Hey,
ain't right.
he gonna get y'all back in the 90s block, so y'all better be ready.
Hey, it was funny though. He did like this right here. We were like, oh. what that is right there, bro?
Y'all wrong for that, boy.
Oh Lordy,
Hey,
Lordy.
nothing to do with this conversation.
All right, man. We're getting ready to get out of here, man. I just want to remind everybody, let everybody know right quick. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eye off the goal. This is the RIP 28 podcast, man. We're a podcast where we talk about a few things. Some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. We'll see you next week.